Welcome to the 344 show, where I have none other than Mike Phillips, who is actually Mike Phillips, despite what the screen says. It's not me. Got to hold that up just a little higher, buddy. A little higher. In front of your face. Just in front of your face. Mike, up. I don't know. Can you still hit there? Up, yes. No, over. No, right in front of your knob, right in front of your face. Okay, so this could be a little funky, people. I need you to be patient with us because Restream audio still broken. And the actual reality is that we're using LinkedIn video conferencing, and I'm streaming Mike real time via LinkedIn, and then I'm going out and I'm sharing my screen to get this whole thing to work. So we are, as Mike said, Band-Aids, coat hangers, and chewing gum, keeping this sucker together. All right. So sometimes Mike is going to have a little bit of a delay as he warms up, but we're here to talk about marketing muscle. We're here to talk about what Mike is doing in the world, how he makes money, and why you should hire him to be your marketing muscle personal trainer. All right. With that, Mike, I'm going to hand it over to you because I monologued way too much last time.
All right. Thank you so much for letting me be here and for letting me actually talk. I'm glad we've put almost an hour of testing into this. I do have a slight delay where I hear two streams of you and then hear a little bit of myself after the fact, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to power on through it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so just talk about me. I am a full-time employee with a very side hustle. I am here to help solopreneurs and creators at marketing themselves and to make more money by using modern marketing in a way that keeps you self-sufficient so you can achieve success on your own terms.
That sounds fantastic, man. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? So I've got some slides that we can speak to. And do you want me to, are you ready for me to pull those up?
Yeah, let's pull up the slides. Let's do those.
Okay. Sounds great.
Trust you for showing those because I don't see it. All
right. Can you see it?
I'm going to use my little separate document.
All right. We're gonna do this anyway. So give me 1 second. Just gonna deep breath this thing. I'm gonna deep breath, and I'm gonna roll out to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna hit this, and I'm gonna look. Okay. All right. So, Mike, if you go out to the YouTube channel, you are gonna see what everyone else sees. It'll be slightly delayed. I understand that, but you are
actually that solves the echo too. I was hearing the audio from the YouTube tab I had open and the stream we were together on.
Okay.
So now that's addressed.
Perfect.
Look at that. Okay, so you're showing me my LinkedIn profile.
I am. Yes.
I see it.
Yes.
Look at us.
Yes.
All right. This is by far the best way to follow, get connected with me, and otherwise start learning the things that I try to share.
Okay.
I produce content on LinkedIn freely and openly. I started doing it almost 30 months ago, and I've been posting every day. But the idea is that I just want to make marketing accessible. Most people out there are not marketers, have no interest in being marketers, but if you're a creator or a solopreneur, you have to be able to market yourself in order to make a living. So I try to make all of that make sense, and I combine that with a little bit of the growth mindset that comes out of strength athlete psychology and what does it take to face failure and to embrace failure as part of how you continue getting better. That's what you can expect to see from me content-wise on LinkedIn.
Okay. All right.
Can we swipe to
one question?
If you got a question, ask it. Otherwise, we'll swipe to the
Yeah,
next
I just want to reiterate because there's so many other things going on with our talk today. That your main market is the solopreneur creator. Is that accurate? That's who you're really selling your marketing muscle to?
Yes, I'm a personal trainer to help creators and solopreneurs get stronger at marketing themselves.
Perfect.
That is the approach.
Okay, gotcha. So now we know who we're talking to, which is basically anybody who has showed up today, right? Almost everybody in my audience, everybody I know on LinkedIn is solopreneur creator person. Like they're all doing this in one way or the other. Okay, so if you're listening, Mike is your guy, right? And we've got Wendy Wiseman here. We've got Carol Amendola, and she had informed me that she was going to be here, and here she is. Nathan is here. This is fantastic. So we're actually working, Mike. This is working. And Dean LeBay is here. Perfect.
Look at this.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Next slide, please. Yes, here we are. Next slide.
Great. All right. So what folks who have been following me on LinkedIn may not know is that I recently started a YouTube channel. And the goal with this channel is to aggregate a lot of the deeper, for lack of a better term, lessons and lectures and things that I share on LinkedIn that don't have a shelf life really beyond a week or two on LinkedIn, but can be really useful if somebody wants to go back and relearn a deeper topic. So I wanted to make sure that there was a place where people could come and do that. And this is a new avenue for me. I'm diversifying myself into this platform. But again, free, open, and clear for everybody to access, just trying to keep knowledge. I believe in the democratization of success. And part of that is making sure that the knowledge that people need to have is accessible in a variety of means. And free content that is always free is one of those pillars for me.
Okay, so that's like a big differentiator for you, I think, because it seems like a lot of people in this space like to spoon it out as they see fit, right? And if you catch the LinkedIn post with 3/4 of the information, lucky you. If you missed it, well, good luck, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of too bad so sad out there, I guess. But I try to be the type of coach and strategist that I would want to have. And as somebody who wants to achieve success on my own terms, as somebody who in sometimes wants to self-educate and in other times wants to gain the speedy advice of an experienced coach. Same thing like anyone who does an athletic bit of training. Like if you want to learn yoga, or if you want to learn powerlifting, if you want to learn anything, you can become a student. Like YouTube University is a viable way to learn things. And you can go and you can learn things. It may take you longer than if you had a professional coach, but for some people that's a worthwhile trade-off. And so I provide both avenues.
Okay.
And that's why it's part of my strategy too.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. So we're gonna I want to know a little bit about like how do I work with you, and who am I, like how many dedicated clients do you want to carry, or do you have right now?
I take on right now. I'm open to taking people on, and it is something that I am doing. Like I said, I am in many ways an analog for a lot of the people that I help. So I'm a full-time employee with a very serious side hustle, right? And the types of people I help are either solopreneurs who have gone out on their own, creators who are already generating some revenue but are not really satisfied with the amount of revenue they generate, or people who have the side hustle and are looking to level that up. And I work with people. In fact, you said Carol's on this call. Carol's one of the folks that I got to work with already. So great to have you on, Carol.
Okay.
I appreciate the support. And I've worked with several people already so far. Many of them, graciously enough, were able to give me some testimonials to put on the coaching page that I put together.
Okay.
And we work together to build a personalized session plan. Basically the same way a personal trainer works with you. You need to be able to have good form. You need to be able to have safety. You need to be able to have self-efficacy so you can practice it and execute it on your own, and motivation to be able to carry that forward. And that's the way I build my sessions.
That's interesting, Mike. The thing that's kind of coming up for me too, is like at some point you have to be able to go and train on your own, right? And you have to have that confidence. And so like, just as I relate to what you're talking about, it's also, I'm have been to date satisfied with just kind of going out and working out on the, on the maybe the deltoid deal, and maybe doing a few squats, deadlift here and there, and getting on the exercise bike. And then tomorrow I'll get on the exercise bike, and then I'll maybe do some sit-ups and then leave, and then I'll get hurt for a few days and quit and cry. And what I'm hearing you say is, okay, we're going to build up a plan. We're going to put that plan in place, and we're going to have the confidence that that plan is actually going to move you in the direction that you said you wanted to go.
It's many people, they don't lack a sense of vision necessarily for where they want to go, but there's something to be said for having that energizing momentum of being held accountable of repeated sessions, right? Most people, when they sign up for personal training session, let's say you're going to go learn how to do dance or boxing or weightlifting. You're going to set a session. You're going to have 3-4 sessions at least on the books with a trainer, and you're not going to not go.
Yeah.
You're not going to not put good effort in. You're not going to not practice the things they recommend you practice, because there's a commitment and there's a consistency, a cadence that is built with that. And I wanted to mirror that into the coaching structure, as opposed to like a turnkey where I just give you a solution and then you're holding this system and you don't feel confident or safe with it or the ability to carry forward on your own. And I think that's a big miss in a lot of other solutions out there, and I wanted to address it.
Okay. Well, that sounds really interesting. And I guess I'm just kind of curious at this point. And no, I shouldn't say, I don't like the word curious right now. I am demonstrating.
I know that's your word.
I know I'm demonstrating my curiosity by inviting you onto the show where we have an implicit agreement where I get to ask you questions. So
yes,
so
yes, you are.
With that in mind, I want to know about the, I mean, I know you kind of hit this already, but what's the, like, what are some of these visions that you're helping to fulfill, right? I mean, I know you had a rant the other day and you were talking about what the real creator income looks like. It might be $200 a month, right? And at best, what are people really wanting to get to, and how have you helped them achieve that? Like, has that worked?
Yeah, no, you're right. And that rant, I think, came from, every now and then it boils up and I just have to blow off the steam and give the truth unfiltered, right?
Yeah.
And for me, what motivated me to go down this path of building this business and helping solo creators and other side hustlers is because, I mean, I felt inspired. Like, I worked my entire career, I've been growing revenue for companies, either as sales role early on or marketing roles in the last 10 years. And always what I do is I build systems, I build ways to grow revenue. And I've been doing it for large enterprises, for tech companies, like companies that are approaching billion-dollar valuations. And the things that I do are individually responsible for growing double-digit, triple-digit, million-dollar-a-year revenue. And then I look at it and I'm like, if marketing works for people, it works for whether you have your business hat on or your consumer hat on. Buyer psychology is buyer psychology. If that's true, that means I can do all the things that I'm doing as a growth marketer at an enterprise level and make it accessible and help, quote unquote, real people, like the little guys, everybody else like us who's trying to achieve our vision of financial success on our own terms. And that's what led me to want to do Marketing Muscle. Originally, it was me finding myself in my gym and my home office, which is the same space. But I started realizing that it's a way for me to bring that to the creator economy, because, as you pointed out in my rant, there's no middle class in the creator economy. There are people who are struggling. And yes, the average creator, according to many recent reports, it's a $200 billion a year industry. The average person makes $200 a month. Most people are not cranking out YouTube videos, daily LinkedIn content, offering coaching courses to make $200 a month.
Right. Most
people will be very frustrated with that. But at the same time, there are like these huge people who have millions of followers, and or on LinkedIn, hundreds of thousands is enough to be the big one.
Yeah.
And they're making big money. They're talking about how much big money they make. And there's this wide chasm between the middle. And I feel like it's not because there's a lack of ambition or vision or even useful solutions. It's a lack of bringing those to market.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to use my skill as a growth marketer to help them.
Man, this is just really inspiring, Mike. And I'm not just feeding you lip service, even though it might sound like it a little bit. I mean, I'm trying not to cheese it up too much, but it really is a good vision and an interesting one, because I see that chasm all the time, right? I can totally relate to it. I get that. I have had a side hustle or two, in the past. I don't have anything going right now. Everything I'm doing is just, on kind of with sort of other motives in mind, but it is hard to get going and to look at that chasm and say, oh brother, how do you get over that? So I'm thrilled that you're here in the trenches with, with everybody and literally everybody, right? That's just fantastic. So I need a 1 minute from you of a takeaway, right? Because we're gonna YouTube short this sucker, right? And it's a lot easier if we YouTube short it at the end and I can splice it up and stick it out there, right? Because that's part of this program. And yeah, so what's 1 minute, 1 minute takeaway that anybody who's watching this show or who stumbles upon the YouTube short that they could really use from you right now?
If you're interested in growing your business or your revenue, don't approximate, don't mime what any one creator does. You cannot take the result of what one person's success story was and copy it as a different person and expect to get the same results. You should focus instead on learning the things that work in the average across many businesses. And oftentimes that's hard to do because there's no middle ground in the creator economy. There are the big accounts, there's everybody else, and there's a wide gap in between. I'm trying to fill that gap by bringing growth marketing from the upper echelons of business enterprise success and making it accessible for the average solopreneur and creator who want to achieve financial success on their own terms by achieving income and revenue that is meaningful, whatever that is for you, and doing it maintaining self-sufficiency so you don't become dependent upon an agency or someone to be able to keep that running.
Awesome. Well, sweet. That's what we're going to take to the bank because it is 4 o'clock right now. And my commitment to this audience is that we are going to be done in 16 minutes. And we have achieved that, sir. So with that, Mike, you have just turned out to be a great friend over the last, we're coming up on a year now, believe it or not. And I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for coming out to the show. And with that, I am going to push the count up button and we are donezo. See you later, everybody.